Tell me about Gatlan, because I know this is your personal journey, and I think it's amazing. Raising kids off the grid and exploring longevity, and you have this new men's wellness brand, which I was looking at, and it's awesome. What was the reason behind this, and how would you describe it?
So this is, it's one of those things that when I first, my friend Fabian brought me this idea. They'd been working on this idea. At the time it was called Immortal Male, and it was a TRT company, testosterone replacement therapy. And I had been doing it for like 5 years. So I was like, this shit works. I love the idea of it, but I can't go be the face of this, can I? My agents were like, no, you can't do that. That's a secretive thing you should be doing. And then I thought more about it. I was like, you know what? No, this is actually the perfect thing that I should be doing because it does work. It's something that I completely believe in. And, and I'm really into, health and wellness and longevity, trying to stay as young and, athletic and, being able to roll around with my kids on the ground for as long as I can. So that's really what the reason I got into it was because I knew that it works, and I knew that we could really help a lot of people. Men now, we're getting into the female side of it too. Really help, people of our age, live stronger, live longer, and you don't have to necessarily taper off as you get older. You can stay, younger, much longer than your dad ever could.
It's amazing.
And I think that that's really why I wanted to do it. And I was like, why would I, I've learned a lot of secrets, and a lot of guys in this town that do it. And I had people asking me, what are you doing? I was like, nah, nothing. Just living that healthy lifestyle.
Because you said like early on, you felt shame. Like you didn't want to, I don't want people to think I'm on this or I'm taking treatments for my hair and all this thing. And finally you said, fuck it. I'm a man who's, in my middle age, and I want to have longevity.
Yeah.
And so I think it's brilliant. I think it's just, it's brave, and it's something that we all need to hear. It's like, I take testosterone, just to be at a normal level.
Yeah.
I saw like a little patch in the back of my hair, like a little area. And I was like, huh. So finasteride, right? And so you, on your website, Gatlan, you provide all these things that people could take.
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah. It's a telemedicine company. So,
So how do they do it?
So what happens, it depends on what you're after. For TRT, it's a little bit more to do because we have to get your blood work in. So we'll send you to get your blood, or we'll send somebody to take your blood, to test your levels. Depending on where your levels are at, we will put you on with one of our doctors all through Zoom. It's all telemedicine, which is really nice. And they will tell you what you need, where you're at, and it's as simple as that. And then we send you whatever it is you're looking for, whether it's testosterone or hair growth or GLP-1s or
what's that?
That's like Ozempic. It's like the
right,
semaglutides.
Do you do like BCP?
I don't do that one. I don't do the GLP-1s.
That's what that is, right?
Yeah.
You don't take that either.
No, I don't do that, but I do the hair.
So what is it? What do you take, a pill?
Yeah.
And you notice a difference?
I haven't gone bald yet, but I've been doing that for a long time.
Right. Why you thought you were?
My dad went bald at an early age, so I was like, I don't know, I want to go bald. I think most guys out there are that more than anything are terrified of losing their hair. So I was very proactive in my preventative maintenance as far as the hair.
Right.
But then I realized this. The peptides are amazing. We don't sell peptides yet, but the testosterone and
you have ED stuff too.
Yes, we do. We sell ED. So next time you get a boner, you can think of me, Michael.
I will. No, it's important. It's like, look, you can't be perfect. You're not 20 anymore. You're not 30 anymore. So you get older. It's like there's nothing wrong with popping a little pill.
Right.
And pleasing everybody and going, God, I still got it.
That's right, baby.
I still have it.
That's right.
So what do? Go to Gatlan, Gatlan.com.
Gatlan.com, yeah.
And then you could start looking into all that stuff.
Rapamycin's another good one. I don't know if you heard about this one.
What's that?
So Dr. Lufkin, we have one of the foremost longevity doctors in the world as our medical advisor. because people aren't going to believe me. They're just going to know that I do, and I'll put them there. But we needed somebody who really understood what the science behind this stuff. So we partnered with Dr. Lufkin, and he taught me about this rapamycin, which is pretty amazing. So what it does is and I'm going to give you the very rudimentary definition of it, but it was they found like back in the 40s or 50s that they were using it to, and he can explain it's a natural sort of thing that grows from mushrooms or something. But what they found in rats and later on in humans is in higher doses that it would suppress your immune system enough so that people who are getting organ transplants, like a new kidney or liver, whatever it was, it would suppress their immunity so that their body would accept whatever organ they were getting.
Wow.
But then they found later on that it also in lower doses blocks this mTOR protein, which is basically the protein that causes aging. So rapamycin, there's little to no side effects to it. You take it once a week, and it's supposed to suppress that protein that causes aging. That's the very basic.
And you take that?
Yes.
And how often you take it? Once a week?
Once a week.
And how long have you been taking it?
About almost a year.
Because I've noticed, like if I look at your Instagram pictures and the dates, you look a lot younger.
Oh, yeah.
No, but honestly, you see the effects.
Yeah. So and this is part of the thing too, is we really want to be the company that people go to not only just to get whatever medication they need, but also what's the latest and greatest. What do I do to accompany whatever I'm taking, whether it's a GLP-1 or testosterone or peptide or whatever it is? How do we best make these work? Like you want to change your habits a bit too. You want to eat better. You want to work out. Like, just because you take testosterone doesn't mean you're just going to, get buff. You need to work for it.